I am heading out on the West Highland Way very soon, and today what I wanted to do was share with you everything that I'm taking in my bag. I have now taken everything out of my pack, so it looks like a bit of a bag explosion. But just before I start showing you exactly what I'm going to be taking, if you don't know what the West Highland Way is, it's a long distance trail here in the UK. It starts near Glasgow at a place called Mulgai and heads all the way up to Fort William if you are heading northbound. It's 96 miles long and it is absolutely beautiful. We have done little bits of it when we did a Scotland trip and I'm so excited to go back. I cannot wait. We are hiking as a couple, so some of the gear that we are taking will be shared, but everything that you see here, apart from my tent, will be carried by myself in my backpack. So if you are hiking solo, the only thing that won't be here is food, my tent, and if I was hiking solo, obviously I'd carry my own tent, carry my own food, but a couple of the luxury items will be sacrificed for the sake of food, such as my camera gear. So without further ado, let me crack on and show you what I'm taking on the West Highland Way. The pack I am going to be taking with me is Atom Packs. This is a company based in Cumbria and this is a lightweight backpacking pack and I am absolutely loving this. I've never used it on a trail before, so I will no doubt do a follow-up video letting you know how I've got on with it. But this is called the Mo 50, so it's a 50-litre pack. It has got really generous side pockets. So this is where I'm going to be storing things like my water probably in one side and then all my water collecting gear, toilet gear, sit pad, things I'm going to use during the day in that pocket. I've also got additional hip belt pockets on it. These do not normally come as standard, so I've got these on for additional storage, as well as some stash pockets in the shoulders. It's a roll top pack and it isn't fully watertight, but it is water resistant and it's one of those that you stuff from above without any compartments in the middle, so nice and straightforward. No surprises if you watch my videos. The tent I will be taking with me is the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2. Two-person tent. It is very lightweight but spacious. I love the fact that it's got two doors either side of it. I can keep my backpack underneath the waterproof outing of it whilst in the tent at night, so it's not taking up space in the tent. And I love the fact that if nights are warm, which I can't imagine them being at the moment, it was still frosty this morning, you get to look out at the stars if you don't have the rain fly on it. The sleeping bag I'm taking is stored in a Sea to Summit dry bag, which is 20 litres. Instead of having a compression sack, I just squash everything in here because to me it's more important to keep it dry rather than have it compress so much. And this will be at the bottom of my pack at all times. So let me just get it out and show you. Now the sleeping bag, I use this all the time. It's the Mountain Hardwear Lamina Z and it goes down to -6 degrees Celsius. Also in the pocket I have got my Eros ultralight pillow, which is by Sea to Summit. This is just an inflatable pillow that I use on all my trips. The sleeping pad I'm going to be using is the Thermarest Neo Air. Now this is the women's version and it keeps me lovely and warm at night because it keeps me raised off the ground and it's got a very nice warm ratio rating. So that is much better for me than one of those foam pads that you sleep with directly on the floor. And what I use to inflate it, I never like to get it all gunky on the inside, and also you don't want to be blowing something up every single night. So I've got their pump sack that goes with it. So this is the Thermarest pump sack. And then I'm going to show you all the different clothes I'll be taking with me. This is just what's in my pack, not what I'm actually wearing. I have got a pair of waterproofs, so the bottoms and the top there. This is my sleeping wear, so I have got some Rab Power Stretch thermal leggings and a Patagonia Capeline top. Obviously the descriptions for all of these, if they're still available, will be in the description box below if you want further details. I've got my Mountain Equipment Superflux Puffy and also a spare pair of socks for hiking in, which are some Bridgedale ankle socks, a pair of socks for sleeping in and a spare pair of ex officio underwear. The gloves I am going to be taking are the Cirrus Extreme. Now these are very highly waterproof gloves. I do not want to get cold wet hands when out hiking. I've got a Mountain Equipment beanie and a buff, my North Face baseball cap, a pair of flip-flops for around camp so my feet get a chance to breathe a little bit, my sunglasses which are polarised and a Burhouse t-shirt just as an option in case I don't want to wear my long sleeve top all the time. I'll be keeping all of these in a Life Venture dry bag which will also be like a pack liner for me within my pack. and everything else will go on top of that to keep it dry during the day. My Lecky trekking poles will of course be coming with me. I've also decided to take my microspikes, which are the Catula ones. Now the reason why I'm taking these is there is a side trail that we are hoping to do on the way, but there is currently an awful lot of snow up there, so these go over trail runners very easily. So they will be coming along to assist with any ice and snow. Now onto the cook system. I have got a bit of luxury here because there's two of us, and I am going to be taking a bit of more bulk this time, and this is for cooking the dehydrated meals and the other camp meals. So it's really good, this one, because the lid fits on top of it, so it helps with cooking time and also just letting it sit and warm up. I'm also taking a larger gas canister than normal because we can. It saves having to stop off and get some more along the way. To drink out of, I will be using the Life Venture titanium mug, which is a 450ml mug, and I like this one because it's got handles on it as well. The spork is a Sea to Summit long-handled spork with a little carabiner at the end of it. The stove is the MSR Pocket Rocket 2, and we've also got a stand for the gas canister. It's a little bit more weight, but the amount of times that we've had to balance gas canister on rocks, it's just not worth it anymore. The lighter in which we're taking is the Plasma Lighter by Life Systems. Now this extends really nicely, and you don't need to refill it with any gas, any fuel. It works really well in wind and bad weather, and it's just a matter of igniting it once it's fully charged, and then you can put it back down again. We've also got some backup matches here with a flint. Now these are storm-proof matches, so they will stay lit for quite a while and work even when wet. So they're always handy just in case something fails. I've got a little Swiss Army knife, just with lots of little compartments and attachments on it for different things. A little scrubber for the pots, and also a bandana, which I use to clean it and also wrap everything in to stop it rattling when you're on trail. For the toiletries, I'm taking a bamboo toothbrush. Now this is actually a child's toothbrush. In the past I have cut toothbrushes down, but it's just easier to buy a children's version. And the brushed toothpaste tablets. Now I won't be taking this glass bottle. I will be decanting these into something a little bit more practical for the trail. I have got some lip balm and also a little pot of coconut oil. A little bar of soap, so when we do get to showers at campsites that we can use that. Earplugs, because there might be some campsites that we are sharing with other hikers, and I'm a very light sleeper. Sunscreen factor 50, and also some Life Systems Expedition midge, which is DEET free. So midges in Scotland usually start around about mid-May onwards. We're hoping to avoid them by going a little bit earlier, but we are expecting a few. There's also a pack of wet wipes, a hair tie, and some loose change to put in honesty boxes or for coin showers at campsites. For navigational purposes, I will be using an app which is called the OS Map. So it is digital and it is on our phone, but as a backup and also as a safety device, I will be taking the Garmin Explorer. Now this has got a map on it, as well as the ability to call emergency services if required, and I can also do weather reports on this if we are out of signal. I'm taking the Mountain Whistle by Life Systems. Now this is a very loud little whistle. It weighs in at only about 11 grams, and that will be just attached onto the strap of my backpack. I'm taking a dry store bag. This is if it's very rainy. At least I'll be able to put my iPhone in here and still take a little bit of video for you and some photographs. I've got my first aid kit, which I have fully refilled, and I'm going to show you a picture on screen now of everything that's in there. It is your typical first aid kit, which I think there's always that chance of being able to put more things in it or less things in it. But to me, this is exactly the kind of things that I think I'll need. And obviously we will be stopping at places along the way if needed to get further supplies. On to electricals. As you know, I'm going to be vlogging on trail, and I'm also into my photography. So what you can't see here is my DSLR, which I'm currently filming on. I have decided to take that on the trail with me this time because I want some really nice photographs, because the scenery in Scotland is spectacular, and I didn't think my standard Canon G7X would do it justice. So that is definitely coming with me. I'll also be doing some videoing on my iPhone 11 as well as my DSLR. But I have got the connections for this to my Rode Wireless Go microphones, so hopefully there won't be any wind noise on that either. To video on my iPhone, I've got the handheld Ultra Pod, which is a little tripod which can also attach onto branches, and I keep a carabiner on here so I can dangle it from my hip belt. I've also got the connections so I can attach my iPhone on here and do selfies and little vlogs with it, and obviously all the cables there to charge everything up too. To charge everything up, the power bank I have got is the Anker Power Core 2 20,000. So this should be more than enough for charging up my phone, my batteries, and also my Garmin device, as well as my watch. I'll be taking 2 batteries for my DSLR and plus my battery charger for that, as well as an Anker fast charge plug. So if we are stopping at a coffee shop or somewhere to eat, it will charge it quicker than normal. The torch I'm taking is the Black Diamond, which is a really lightweight one, and this does use AAA batteries, which are in it at the moment. The other electronic item is what I will be wearing, which is my Garmin. For water collection, I will be using the Soya Squeeze, which has worked so well for me so far, as well as the Soya Squeeze bag for collecting the water. Now, what you can't see here is going to be the water bottles that I take as well. So the dirty water will be squeezed into the clean water bottles. Now, I do have some chlorine tablets as well in the first aid kit, so if by any chance anything happens to this, we can still sterilise water. I'll be taking along my sit pad. It weighs next to nothing and it's perfect for stopping for lunches and also kneeling on at camp when cooking. For visiting the toilet, obviously you have to dig cat holes when out in the great outdoors. So I am carrying the Juice of Spades, which is only 17 grams, so 6 ounces, and that's by the tentlab.com, I think it is. As well as some antibacterial hand gel, toilet tissues, and finally, one of the most important things I think I'm going to be taking with me is the Life Systems head net. So this is going to prevent midges, mosquitoes and other flying insects from biting my face. And that is everything that is going to be in my backpack for the West Highland Way. I hope it's been helpful if you're putting together a kit list for the West Highland Way or any other trail. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below, or if you want to get further information on anything that I've talked about, I will have put the description in the description box for you as well. Now, if you want to follow on my journey, I am on Instagram. I'll be doing regular updates, I'll be doing stories and posts. My Instagram handle is Mary's Outdoor Adventures, and I will also be doing a video of the trail and also a bit about preparation for it as well in the coming weeks, so I hope you enjoy those as well. But if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them, as I've said. If you want further information or see more videos, more content, or want to support this channel even further, I'm also on Patreon, where I will be doing live updates daily on trail and also speaking with everyone while I'm at camp and things that I'm doing. So if you want to see that as well, go over to Patreon. It's Mary Mansfield, and you can join from as little as £3 per month. It really helps support this channel. Until next time, goodbye.